Hey guys, a warm welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about a piece of office furniture that actually surprised me more than I expected, and that's this conference table with cable management, thickened top and trapezoidal legs, the large oak and gray model measuring about 138 inches long, 59 inches wide, and 30 inches high. I've been using it in a workspace setup for meetings, collaborative sessions, and even some creative brainstorming, and after spending time with it I feel like it's one of those office upgrades that quietly makes everything feel more professional and organized. The first thing you notice with this table is the sheer size of it. At 138 inches long, this thing is built for real meetings. You can comfortably fit a full team around it without anyone feeling cramped. It's the kind of table where everyone has enough personal space for a laptop, documents, notebooks, maybe even a coffee without it turning into a chaotic pile of stuff. Larger conference tables like this are typically designed so multiple people can collaborate comfortably and keep meetings productive instead of awkwardly squeezing around a desk that's clearly too small. In practical terms, it works really well for teams, presentations, planning sessions, or even client meetings where you want the room to feel professional. One of the smartest features here is the built-in cable management system. Anyone who has ever worked in a meeting room knows how messy things can get with laptop chargers, HDMI cables, projectors, and random adapters everywhere. With this table, there are dedicated cable slots and internal routing spaces that allow you to keep wires organized and mostly hidden. Instead of cables draped across the table or tangled underneath, everything can run through the built-in system so the workspace stays clean and clutter-free. That alone makes meetings feel less chaotic and more focused. The tabletop itself is another highlight. It uses a thickened desktop design which adds a lot of stability and durability. When you place monitors, laptops, or presentation equipment on it, the surface feels solid and supportive rather than flimsy. Thick desktops are typically used in professional office furniture because they resist bending or sagging over time and can handle heavier equipment during daily use. The surface also tends to be scratch-resistant and easy to clean, which is exactly what you want in a shared workspace where the table gets used constantly. Another design element that stands out is the trapezoidal leg structure. Instead of simple straight legs, this table uses a trapezoid-style base that adds both stability and a modern aesthetic. From a practical standpoint, that leg design helps distribute weight evenly and reduces wobbling, which is something you definitely want when multiple people are typing, writing, or moving around the table. From a visual standpoint, it also gives the table a more architectural look, which makes the whole room feel a bit more polished and professional. The oak and gray color combination is also surprisingly versatile. It has that modern office aesthetic where it feels clean, neutral, and professional without looking cold or sterile. The wood tone adds warmth while the gray elements keep the overall design contemporary. It fits nicely into different types of workspaces, whether you're running a corporate meeting room, a startup office, or even a collaborative studio environment. In everyday use, the table really shines during team discussions. There's enough space for everyone to spread out materials, open laptops, and still maintain eye contact across the table. That might sound like a small thing, but good meeting room furniture actually makes conversations flow better. When people aren't cramped or dealing with messy cables everywhere, they focus more on the discussion rather than the discomfort of the setup. Assembly is another point worth mentioning. Large conference tables obviously take a bit of effort to set up, but the structure itself is fairly straightforward with labeled parts and standard hardware. Most people will probably want two people during installation simply because of the size and weight of the tabletop. Once assembled though, the structure feels sturdy and stable, which is exactly what you want for a table that's going to host regular meetings. Now, in terms of potential downsides, the biggest thing to keep in mind is space. This is not a table for a small room. At over 11 feet long, you need a proper meeting room or large office area to really make use of it. If the room is too tight, the table can dominate the space and make movement awkward. But if you have the room for it, the size becomes one of its biggest advantages. Overall, this conference table is clearly designed for professional environments that need a combination of durability, functionality, and modern design. The thick tabletop gives it long-term strength, the trapezoidal legs provide stability and style, and the cable management system keeps technology organized so meetings stay clean and efficient. It's the kind of upgrade that instantly makes a workspace feel more structured and ready for serious collaboration. If you want to check the current deal on this conference table, click the link below for the best price. A good meeting table might seem like a simple thing, but once you start using one that's actually designed well, you realize how much smoother meetings and teamwork can become.